Have you ever felt like a piece of the puzzle was missing from the story of us, the story of humanity? What if I told you that everything you thought you knew about our past, from the first steps out of Africa to the rise and fall of great empires, was just the prologue? Imagine entire civilizations, migrations, and even the very origins of our species being completely rewritten. It sounds like science fiction, doesn't it? But thanks to a revolution in science, we're not just piecing together fragments of the past. We're fundamentally reshaping our understanding of who we are and where we came from. For centuries, our history has been assembled from pottery shards, crumbling ruins, and the often biased accounts of ancient writers. We've built a narrative based on the evidence we could see and touch. But what if a microscopic code, a biological blueprint hidden within the very bones of our ancestors, holds a truth far more astonishing, far more complex? Get ready to challenge everything you've learned in history class. We're about to delve into the world of ancient DNA, a field so groundbreaking it's unearthing secrets that are rewriting our collective past chapter by chapter. This isn't just about adding a footnote to a textbook. We're talking about discovering ghost populations, entire groups of ancient people who existed, interbred and vanished, leaving their only trace in the DNA of later generations. It's like finding a previously unknown primary color that explains the entire spectrum of human diversity. We're going to explore how this invisible history, locked away for millennia, is now being read like an open book. So, what is ancient DNA, or aDNA? Essentially, scientists have developed incredible techniques to extract and sequence genetic material from ancient remains, bones, teeth, even soil that are thousands or even tens of thousands of years old. It's an incredibly delicate process. DNA degrades over time, breaking into tiny, fragmented pieces. It's like trying to reassemble a shredded manuscript that has been left out in the rain for 10,000 years. Early attempts were often contaminated with modern DNA, from the archaeologists who excavated the bones to the scientists in the lab. But with the advent of ultra-clean labs and powerful new sequencing technologies, we can now isolate and read these ancient genomes with stunning accuracy. Let's start with one of the biggest stories Adna has ever told, the story of Europe. The traditional view was fairly simple. First came the hunter-gatherers, then farmers moved in from the Near East and replaced them. A neat, tidy story, but the DNA tells a far more dramatic and dynamic tale. It turns out modern Europeans are largely a mix of not two, but *3* major ancestral populations. First, you have the original Western hunter-gatherers. These were the people who repopulated Europe after the last ice age, the artists of the famous cave paintings. Their genetic signature is still present, but it's a small fraction in most modern Europeans. Then, around 7,000 years ago, a new group arrived, the early European farmers migrating from Anatolia, modern-day Turkey. They brought agriculture, a revolutionary technology that changed the continent forever. For a time, these two groups lived side by side, sometimes clashing, sometimes mixing. But the story doesn't end there. The biggest surprise came with the discovery of the third wave. Around 5,000 years ago, a massive migration swept out of the Pontic-Caspian steppe, the vast grasslands north of the Black Sea. We call these people the Yamnaya. They were pastoralists, herders who rode horses, used wheeled carts, and brought with them new technologies, a new patriarchal social structure, and a new language family. Proto-Indo-European, the ancestor of almost all modern European languages, as well as many in Iran and India. Their genetic impact was colossal. In some parts of Northern Europe, they replaced up to 70% of the existing gene pool. This wasn't a gentle blending, it was a demographic tidal wave. The DNA shows that this migration was heavily male-biased, meaning Yamnaya men often took wives from the local farmer populations. This single discovery, made possible by Adna, completely upended our understanding of European prehistory. And it's not just Europe. Let's travel to the Americas. The long-held theory was that the first Americans, the Clovis people, crossed the Bering Land Bridge and spread south, populating to continents. Again, Adna has added incredible new layers to this story. It has confirmed the Siberian origins of Native Americans, but has also revealed a much more complex picture of their arrival. Genetic evidence from a 11,500-year-old infant skeleton in Alaska, belonging to a group now called the Ancient Berengians, showed that they were a distinct population that split off from other Native American ancestors. This suggests that the initial founding population that crossed into Beringia was more diverse than we thought, and that they may have paused in this region for thousands of years before finally spreading south into the Americas. Furthermore, ancient DNA is helping us resolve debates about how they spread. Was it down an ice-free corridor that opened up inland, or did they follow the coastline? By sequencing DNA from ancient animal and plant remains found in these areas, scientists can reconstruct the ancient environment. They've found that the coastal route was likely habitable and resource-rich far earlier than the inland corridor, lending strong support to the coastal migration theory. We are literally watching the story of the peopling of the Americas get clearer with each ancient genome we sequence. Perhaps the most mind-bending revelations from Adna come from our deepest past, our interactions with other hominins. For a long time, we thought of Homo sapiens as the sole survivor, the only human to make it. Neanderthals and Denisovans were seen as evolutionary dead ends. We were wrong. By sequencing the genomes of these archaic humans from bone fragments found in caves, we made a shocking discovery. Our ancestors didn't just live alongside them, they interbred with them. If your ancestry is from outside of Africa, you carry about 1 to 2% Neanderthal DNA in your genome. This genetic inheritance isn't just a historical curiosity, it has real-world effects. Some of these Neanderthal genes are linked to our immune systems, helping our ancestors fight off new pathogens as they moved into Europe and Asia. Others are linked to skin pigmentation, hair type, and even our susceptibility to certain modern diseases. And then there are the Denisovans, a mysterious group of archaic humans we know of almost entirely from their DNA, extracted from a tiny finger bone and a few teeth found in a single Siberian cave. We have almost no fossil evidence, yet we know they were a distinct lineage that also interbred with modern humans. People of Melanesian, Papuan, and Aboriginal Australian descent carry the highest percentage of Denisovan DNA, up to 5 to 6%. This genetic legacy has been linked to adaptations for living at high altitudes in modern Tibetans, a gift from our long-lost cousins. We are, in a very real sense, hybrids. Our family tree is not a simple trunk with branches that die off, but a tangled, intertwining web. What's so powerful about this technology is that it gives a voice to the voiceless. History has traditionally been the story of the powerful, the literate, the conquerors. But DNA tells the story of everyone. It can reveal the lives of women and children who are often invisible in the archaeological record. By comparing mitochondrial DNA passed down from mother to child with Y chromosome DNA passed from father to son, we can uncover patterns of migration and social structure. We can see if it was men or women who were moving between groups, painting a more intimate picture of ancient societies. The revelations are coming thick and fast. We learned that the plague that caused the Black Death in the 14th century originated thousands of years earlier. During the Bronze Age, we've traced the genetic origins of the people who built Stonehenge. We've uncovered the complex ancestry of ancient Egyptians, showing they were more closely related to Near Easterners than to Sub-Saharan Africans. Each new study adds another piece to this grand evolving mosaic of human history. This isn't just an academic exercise. Understanding our shared, complex, and interwoven genetic past has profound implications for how we see ourselves today. It demolishes simplistic, linear narratives of history. It shows us that migration, mixing, and adaptation are not new phenomena. They are the very engine of human history. Our DNA is a living library, a testament to the resilience, a testament to the journeys, and a testament to the connections of every human who has ever lived. The story of us is far richer, stranger, and more beautiful than we ever imagined. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into our ancient past. If you found this as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and consider subscribing and turning on notifications, so you don't miss our next exploration into the mysteries of science and history. See you next time.